What we've got as far as business intelligence is concerned, or any kind of analytical solution, is that you all set out to try and find this: truth. Okay? You want true data. You want true sales data, you want true delivery data, you want true customer data. That's what you're setting out to do. What you then want is to make sure that once you've got the truth, it is definitely accurate. That's what you're after. Yeah, you've got the truth, now it's accurate. What then comes in is that. Starting to doubt the figures. Why am I doubting my figures? My figures have gone through potentially a number of different hands. Someone says that doesn't look right, it wasn't the same as last year, so doubt starts to creep in. See, once we've handled the doubts and we've got back to a process of, yeah, I think I do trust that information now. Okay, so we've talked it through, we spent a lot of time analysing the data, now we kind of trust it. And then someone does this again. We start to doubt the data again. And one of the reasons for that is that we don't always know where the information, the data we've got, is coming from. We're asking for it, we're requesting it, and it's coming from multiple different sources. And it's usually gone through multiple different sets of people to get to the point where you want to trust it. That's where business intelligence starts to come in. What this does is starts to bring an amount of control to the actual data that you are receiving. So it can't be someone's idea of what it should be, or an interpretation, or someone not doing it correctly. You've now got control of that data. It also means that you can actually control the information that's actually being input into the systems in the first place, whether that's automatically or manually. So if we're not getting the information into the system correctly, that can mess up your reports, your business intelligence, far into the future, and we found that. So part of that is the control aspect. Once you've got that in place, you then know that you've actually got data integrity. You've got that information correct, and you know exactly what you're after. That then brings us back to the truth. So I'm sure the reason you're here is to look at how, or understand how, that can be implemented in your business. But what we need to do is think about those key points there. You're after the truth, and that's what we've started to deliver to PetSchool.
So we're growing. We've been growing. I don't think we're actually ever going to stop growing, which is a good thing. With this come other problems. Acquisitions of other businesses with different data types, different data sources, bring their own problem. The sheer volume of data, the number of businesses that sit within our group these days becomes incredibly difficult to manage. So within that group there are 4 or 5 managing directors, different accountancy teams, logistics teams, development teams, you name it. It's not the data is the issue, it's the treatment of data. Data in itself is great. We all know that, we all talk about big data, it's not new. The issue at hand is, if your data is incorrect, you're going to make the wrong decision. If your data is inconsistent, or at worst missing, again, your decision making is going to be fallible. If your data is passing through many data cycles, through different pairs of hands, different levels of ability, then mistakes are going to be made. Human beings make mistakes. So the ability to try and see through that, to give you the right answer, and the ability to create the right answer is key. We know who these guys are. I assume most of you know who these guys are. The scenario plays out like this. A report lands on your desk or in your inbox, and it's in Excel. Nothing wrong with Excel. Excel's great. The issue is that you look at it and you go, I'm not sure that's right. That's not based on fact, that's based on gut feel, that's based on the innate need for all of us to question what's put in front of us, because we need to be sure, we want certainty. The first thing you say to the guy who's giving you the report is this right? So immediately you doubt what you've been given. It's innate. The answer you get back is yes. And you immediately say, are you sure? What you're actually asking for is, can I see how you got to that answer so that I can agree with you and take that decision on myself? A slightly worse scenario is the same report arrives on your desk and you immediately say to the person that's given it to you, this report's not right, when actually it's They're the guy or girl that's done the work to give you the information. And they say, well, yeah, it is right. Why do you think it's wrong? And you say, well, it doesn't match the report that I was given by the sales team, or the buying team, or any other team for that matter in your organisation. You now have conflict between departments. Which one is right? Because you've now got two sets of data, in theory, from the same data source, but you don't know. You can't now make a decision without having to create more work back down the chain, both chains, to come up with the answer. Corner has had report software for quite a while. We started with Cognos, which solved the issue where an EPOS system would have basic sales reports, stock analysis, that kind of thing. We moved on to Click, which was a bit more complex. And it was pretty much at that point where I decided, why does our so-called reporting system have to sit on one data source? Why can't it sit on everything? I needed something that effectively could bring all of my elements of data across the group, bearing in mind there are multiple businesses and multiple people, to give me one version, to give me a single point of truth, to give me oversight, to give me confidence in that the decision I'm making is based on data that I can see. If I want to drill into it, I can. If I want to pass it to someone else, they can see why I'm asking the question. I can see where it's from. Typical slide, it's been used loads of times, but it does effectively say that if you don't have the ability to see down the chain, to see where the data comes from, how much you trust it, who's dealt with it, you can't make a decision. So I'm now going to hand over to Stewart to give some clarity to some of the
Thank you.
we went through.
So we started to look at the business, and we looked at what kind of persona they had within the business. It was definitely data paranoia. Okay, everyone was checking everybody's information so that they could actually make sure it was correct. We didn't have very little of the blind truth aspect of, yeah, that's the number, that's right. We then did a data review. So we were looking at where the data was coming from, as opposed to it being in a data warehouse. We were looking at the actual data from where it originated and make sure that that was correct, because that is the truth. Okay? Building it into a data warehouse and then starting to manipulate that data, you have the ability to get it wrong. If it's coming from the truth system, the original system, then that is less. We also started to ask why some of their reporting was being produced. Why was someone getting this information? Who was asking for it? Why do they need it? Once we'd done that, we were then able to look at the types of reporting that was really required for the business, so that the people that were requesting that information, stores, the warehouse and suppliers, were getting what they needed. We also made sure that going forward, that the systems we put in, BI system, Sisense, was able to do some data control, to make sure that any two systems actually had the same figures, to make sure that data was being entered correctly. So we didn't have the situation of 2 years further down the line and we realised we haven't categorised this properly, so therefore we can't analyse that data. So someone's got to do a lot of work to get to that particular point. We don't have that anymore going forward. Then making sure that the implementation is right and making sure that we've got everybody on side, most of them, and that they can see the benefit of doing this. That was what we ended up. It was so easy a decision for Dougal to make, why wouldn't we? And therefore, what we're asking is, why wouldn't you?